Hey viewers, I got this bike here. It's a Ross Central Park. It's a single speed cruiser with a coaster brake on it. And I actually got this for free at a garage sale. Free is good. The reason it was free is it's got an issue with the rear hub. If I go ahead and pedal it backwards, normally that would engage the brakes. You pedal back so far, it would stop, engage the brakes, and that would be it. But this, I can turn it and turn it and turn it. Then when I go to pedal it forward, it would start to turn the wheel. On this one, I pedal it forward, it goes so far, and now it'll engage the wheel and start turning that. Then if I go backwards like this. What it seems like it's doing is when I pedal backwards, it's unscrewing something inside the hub. Then when I pedal forwards, it's screwing it back until it finally is tight, and then it starts turning the wheel. That's what it seems like. I don't know. So I'm going to take this hub apart, clean it a little bit, and see if I can figure out what the issue is in there and fix it. And for free, it's a good deal. I can play with it. I'm not afraid of messing anything up. I had gotten a request from a viewer on how to overhaul a hub with a coaster brake like this. Now the thing is that the designs of hubs for coaster brake type things vary widely. So the hub on this bike may be completely different than the hub that was on his bike, which I believe was a Schwinn. It should be interesting anyway, and this may be of use or not. But I can have fun with it anyway. So that's what I'm going to do today. I need to start off by removing the wheel. So I've got these nuts here. So I'll just loosen this. Then I'm going to need to loosen this nut here, but I'm going to go ahead and remove this little screw down here, which holds this arm for the coaster brake. Pull this little screw out here. I'm going to just slide this forward, and I'll put this in just so I don't lose it. Then loosen this nut here. And then the wheel should just drop right out there. Pull the chain off. And there, I got the wheel off. Okay, I got the wheel in here. I cleaned it up a little bit, and one thing I noticed on here, I looked for a model brand number on here, and the brand is Bendix, and then there's a 70. So I looked that up, and online I actually found like a parts diagram for it, and there's some instructions on how to take it apart. So that's one thing is very helpful, is to look on the hub, try to find some sort of model number and everything like that, and do a search online, and you might be able to find some instructions on how to take these apart, or at least a parts diagram to show you what's inside there. So I'm going to start off on taking it apart from the other side. Remove this little nut. This nut just holds it onto the dropout. And when taking apart a hub or something like this that you really haven't done before, and especially if you don't have any diagrams or anything like that, what's helpful is to take lots of pictures and also lay all the parts out in the order that you took them off, and so that helps in putting it all back together again. I'm going to take this little lock nut off here, loosen this, hold the brake on the bottom side here. And it looks like it's actually turning out the whole cone. There we go. So there's a lock nut here, and then there's a cone here. Then there's some bearings in here. So I'll pull these bearings out of here like this. And you carefully flip the wheel over. And then this part here, I can lift this out here like this. And then there's a couple of these little brake shoes in here, just sitting in there. And set those aside there. There's a small little lock ring here holding the drive gear on, so I'm going to use a small flat tip screwdriver. If I can kind of get... and then pry this out. Then I can lift this guy off. Oh, and this little ring pops off of here like this. Okay, I think I figured out how to pull this part off here. There was this part that came in from the other side, and see there's like these little notches in here. They match up with some little notches in there. So what I'm going to do is put this back in here, hold this in, push this in to keep it from turning. And then while holding that in to keep it from turning, turn this counterclockwise, and it seems to be unscrewing. Like that. There. So now I have this part here. Yeah. So there's this part here that was screwing in like that, and then I got these bearings here, which are really sticky and really sticky here. I'm guessing this should all be nice and smooth, and it's not. So there's some large bearings here. So now I think I have it all apart. Now there's also this part here, which has the coaster brake on there, and there's some bearings. So I want to get these bearings off here. Take this off. There, lock nut here. That. Okay, next on this part here, this cap here should come off of here, which will allow me to get these bearings off. I'm going to use like a big 1/4 inch socket, slide that down over there, and see if I can tap this thing loose. There. Let me see. I'm going to replace these bearings here, which are all toasted anyway. And there. Okay, quick stop to the local bike shop, and I got some brand new bearings that'll fit this, and now I'm going to start cleaning all these parts and get ready to put it back together. I have a little jar of mineral spirits, and so I'll clean off all the parts in here, and you can use the cleaner of your choice. You can use citrus degreaser if you want. I just like mineral spirits because it just seems to do a better job and works a little faster. But I'm going to clean all the parts one at a time to help keep them in order so that I remember which the order that they came apart in, the order that they go back together in. Okay, I got all the parts cleaned up and I'm ready to start putting this thing back together. One of the first things is there's a small burr just running around here, and that's going to make it a little difficult to seat the bearings down onto there. Let me see here, like these will fit down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a metal file and just smooth that down a little bit, the little burr that kind of is running around there. Okay, and I'm going to be using two different types of grease on this, and right now I'm going to be using just some straight marine grease. So I'm going to pack the bearings with the marine grease. I also have some high temp grease which I'm going to be using inside the hub and on the brake pads, but marine grease is fine here. And can I get this around here, and I can get like a little bit of grease around in here and just on here. And then I'm going to slide these bearings down, and I want the flat side facing out like that, and so then now they snap right in there like that, and so that the bearings are right up against the race like that. And so then I got the little cap here, and I put a little bit of grease down around it here, and then this is going to go on here like this, and this gets pressed down onto there like that. And so there's the bearings like that. And then I'm going to take the axle here. I cleaned the axle as well, so I'm going to put just a thin coating of grease up and down the threads here. And then thread this in. And then before I took this off, I measured from here to the end was about 1.25 inches. So that's about right there. And so now I can put this part back on. That goes on there like that. And then I got the lock washer, and I can put that on here like this. And then when putting this on, keep in mind that so this is going to go on the non-drive side. This part is facing on the bottom side. Okay. And then I can take my wrench here and tighten this up against the little brake part here. Like that. So that's all set. And now I have these parts here. There's this part here, and then there's these parts. There's like a little spring part here. And so I'm going to lube these up. And just a little bit of a grease around here. And then this is going to go, the little spring is going to go over here. Just spread this. Fits on there like that. And then I can take, well, I'll just put like a little bit of grease down around inside the spring. And then this part is going to fit in there like that. And so there's like little teeth in there that kind of mesh up in there. And I want to put a little bit of grease inside these little, like the little worm teeth in here, little threads. And I've got this part here, and I can put some grease around here like this. And there's a race down here for some bearings. These bearings go on there. So I'm going to grease these bearings. Just squirt some grease in between the balls in the cage. Again, this is still marine grease. Okay, here's the wheel with the hub body again. And interesting that if you look down in there, there's a little lip part on the one side here, and there's not. It's just kind of smooth coming out the other side. The part with the lip side, that's going to be the drive side. So now what I'm going to use is I have some high temp grease, and I'm going to use some of this to put in around the inside of the hub here. Because of the friction of the brakes, regular grease will just get too hot on there. So nice coating of grease in there around the inside of the hub body like that for right now. Now I'm going to take this part here, and with the threaded side, here's the threaded side here that locks into this part here. This kind of goes together like this. I'm going to drop this in here like this. It's going to go down. Flip the wheel over. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease down around this race here. Like that. So these go with the flat side facing out, and then this threads in like that. So I just tighten it in like that. I have the two brake pads here. I'm going to coat these with the high temp grease on there like that, and I'm going to drop these into place into here. And they fit in there like that. And the part on the bottom there has these little parts like this, and they've got the little stops here. The brake pads are going to line up with these parts here, like these, and then these parts are going to go between the two brake pads. Now this part can go in, again, with these two parts here going between the two brake pads. So I'm going to drop this in and get this all seated in there like that. And then flip the wheel over. Like this. Screw that down in. I've got these bearings here, these small bearings. I'm going to squirt some grease in between the bearings. And I can squirt down a little bit of grease down around the race like that. And I'm going to drop these in, again, with the flat side facing out. And I've got a cone here. So this is going to thread onto here like this. Okay, now tighten the cone into the bearings and then just back it off just a little bit. And I have a lock nut here, so I'm going to screw this on. And I got like a 19mm cone wrench. I got that at the local bike shop. Fortunately, they had one for me. Then tighten the lock nut into the cone, and then test this, and it's a little tight. So I'm going to back off this, back off the cone a little bit, and this should be turning relatively smoothly. Back it off just a little bit more. and turning it smoothly there. And you don't want play, so adjust it so that there's no play. But it turns smoothly. Then tighten the lock nut while holding the cone. And again, it's kind of locked up a little bit. This part just takes a little bit of patience trying to get it. And test it and feel how it turns. Should turn somewhat smoothly there. Okay, and I can always adjust it a little bit later. Now I've got this little cover here that's going to slide onto there like that. I've got the sprocket that's going to fit down there like that. Okay, I've got the little split ring part here, and get one end started in the channel here, and then slowly press it out and around. There, to where it's holding that on there now. Now, so I can test it here. So it's, if I rotate the sprocket this way, it's turning. If I turn it the other way, I can feel the brakes engaging there. Okay, now I just want to put these nuts and washers on each side that hold the wheel onto the frame. And I don't need to tighten them down. There, let's go ahead and mount the wheel and give it a shot. Now I'm going to remount the wheel here. Put the chain on the sprocket here. Bring this up into the dropouts and tighten these down loosely right now. Make sure you have the washers on the outside of the frame parts, the dropouts. I want to engage the little brake arm here, so I've got this little clamp here. Put this up, put the screw through there. And tighten this. Pull the wheel back so it's engaging, has the chain relatively taut. Make sure the wheel is straight in the frame there. And then tighten down the axle bolts here. Well, let's go ahead and give this a shot. Okay, pedaling forward works, it's much smoother. Pedal back, it brakes. Forward, back, brakes. Now it's working nice and smoothly. And it's pedaling much more smoothly, and everything's working. And that's all it took, was just overhauling the hub. I hope you found this video useful or interesting. If you did, please click like. I always appreciate getting likes on my videos. It helps me out. I have a Facebook page, RJ the Bike Guy. Go over to Facebook and like that page, and you'll see posts on there, and you can comment to my posts, and maybe you have ideas for stuff you want to see. Go ahead and post that over there. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can click the big yellow subscribe button here, and you'll see new videos as they come out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.